we can just wait for a
Yeah.
little bit to see who comes. It usually takes about a minute. So I guess let's start with introductions. I'm Chelsea. I'm the CEO of Immersive Trails, and I'm here today with Mandira from Nagpur. So there's a festival that's happening right now in Nagpur. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that, Mandira?
Definitely. So, as everyone might be aware, that there's a festival that just concluded. That's the Ganesh festival, celebrated majorly in India. So after this Ganesh festival actually ends, so we have another unique festival which was started here by the Bhosle in Nagpur, which is called as the Maskarya Ganpati or the Hadpakya Ganpati. So it's a unique festival, and it's because they wanted to celebrate, because they did win and they looted obviously a lot from Bengal. So they did 16 raids to Bengal, and after
Hmm.
he was coming back, so the actual original festival Ganesh Chaturthi that has happened, and but he wanted to celebrate the win, so he installed this Ganpati. And Maskarya means masti, in Marathi. So this festival was started.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
the events that took place during the course of the 10 days were some dance, drama, music, games, all these actually happened.
Hmm. And how is it celebrated now?
Even now, they do install the Ganesh idol, and these kind of small events and fun and frolic, all of that is happening on in the evenings. So it's celebrated and installed in the senior Bhosla Palace, where even till date the descendants of Bhosles they stay. And so all these events they do take place. There's also orchestra, there'll be music, there'll be lavani, there'll be dance. So that's how actually it's celebrated here now, even till date.
Okay. Is that a separate Ganesh idol than the one celebrated in the main Ganesh festival, or is it the same one?
It's a separate Ganesh idol, and this has 16 hands, and it has its tusk in the opposite direction, because it's not like the conventional one that's installed.
Hmm.
And also obviously has a different storyline to, it being celebrated here. So
Hmm.
that's like the major difference which is there. And it's even older than the festival that started by Lokmanya Tilak in Maharashtra. Like actually, he's credited to make this festival as a mass celebration,
Hmm.
and as a festival where community get together and large groups are getting along. So it's even older than when this was started.
Hmm.
So it completed about 230 plus years now. Yeah.
Okay, that's fascinating. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, uh, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah. So as you know, Ki, I did tell you about this festival, meaning that I have a lot of interest in, the culture, the history, and the art. And I'm born and brought up in Nagpur, and um, I always had this thing about my city. Ki people should know about it more, and they should know the core and the city to its extent that they know how it evolved. They feel the belonging and the pride for it. So I'm architect Mandira Neware, professionally trained as an architect, but my inclinations are towards letting people know about the art, architecture, and history of my city, and that's like a introduction, a very small introduction to me. But obviously, when people come here for the trip, they'll know me better. Ah,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
So, so what are you doing now?
So I have started with Nagpuri, truly connects to the name and my origins and my roots. And in that, I have been doing heritage walks and cultural tours in and around Nagpur and Vidarbha for around 5 years now, 5+ years actually. Taken 1,000+ people on walks and have been doing that consistently, so the consistent smaller efforts to make people aware and know about Nagpur has been uh, done by me now. And all these are very consciously curated tours or experiential experiences, you can say, wherein we do experience everything um, to its origin and to its core, like even if you are having the food, it will be something that's cooked by the locals and very local and regional to our region.
Hmm. I'm just curious. Can you tell us about one of the walking tours that you do? Maybe your favorite one?
Definitely. So I do like the textile a lot. So
Hmm.
my favorite though is the weavers of Mominpura, wherein we do go in the narrow lanes and see the vibrant colors over there. Because every time you go, there's a different color that they are weaving. So it's a traditional 9 yard long sari, which is wore as a kashta or dhoti pattern, how they drape. So that's how it's draped. And so in that walk, you actually get to see right from a single thread up till how a complete fabric is woven.
Hmm.
And it's a story that's actually woven while you be in the walk. So you completely experience those things. And obviously, this is one of the favorite, but then showing my city and its core. So it's a fortified city. It was once actually. So, starting right from the gates and seeing how the city evolved right from it being the capital, it being the palaces are coming up, and how the city grew. So that's the evolution that we actually see in the Mahal walk. Oh, Mahal is also called as Mahal because there's a palace built, and Mahal in Marathi means palace. So that's how the name connects, and that's the name of the area. That's These are two of my actual kind of favorite walks. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So, how does you being an architect come in? Do you talk about the architecture a lot, or do you talk about other things more?
Majorly, it's about the complete history, uh, keeping into consideration that not everyone's an architect, and going only into architecture is not something that I always look for. But obviously, that's like a addition, to doing the work, because then you can also tell about how buildings are designed, how it acts on your psychology, how if you go in a colonial building and there are these huge flight of steps telling you that, okay, that's a building of significance or importance, or in temples how it's, or in Maratha architecture actually, how it's that the ceilings are a bit lower so that they want you to let your ego be outside and just bow down and enter the houses. So these are the
Hmm.
scales which are very interesting. And so this background of architecture actually just happens to add on to the complete experience. And so it's bits and pieces of everything that makes it a very interesting experience altogether.
Hmm. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about the tour that we're doing with you. So
Yeah.
it's a 3 days experience, and
Right.
it involves a tiger safari, two tiger safaris actually. What else is there?
Yeah. So see, Nagpur is also called as the tiger capital, you know. So you are welcome to the tiger capital. It's also called as the Orange City. So while
Hmm.
you're here, it'll be a good season to enjoy oranges. So even, actual Nagpuri oranges is what you are going to have on the trip. Then it's also called as the center of India, they say. So we are going to experience the actual zero milestone monument which is here. So, so these are like the three major things what Nagpur is about and famously known about. So the oranges were bought here by Rabuji Bhosle. Now that connects to the history, making it more interesting for you to actually come and explore also the Bhosla Palace.
Hmm.
So we'll be seeing the old city, seeing the places where our city originated, our city started. It's for me, it's obviously emotion to transfer to you all, but for you, it will be like an overall experience where it's not just about a, a conventional kind of tour, but it's about experiencing the whole city. May it be about the food and the stories that go behind those food, because
Hmm.
food is something that's always uh, interesting. It'll be
Hmm.
spicy sometimes, it might not be spicy, and we would be enjoying also the food, especially of the Maharashtrian, the Deccan Plateau and what we have here,
Hmm.
and the old city and the grandeur and the architecture which is there, along with the heritage uh, monuments which are here, or the temples which are here built by the Bhosles. So, that's like a complete experience that we'll be having if we're talking about Nagpur. And obviously, we being the orange city, I won't let you go without having oranges. So, we'll be having oranges as well.
Hmm.
And as you said, we are going to the tiger safari. So, obviously, you're coming here. It'll be like a long journey for you also. Going for a tiger safari is something definitely that's a add-on point to it. But then usually while people are coming, it will be just tigers. And they'll be seeing the tigers and tigers and tigers. But what we have actually curated for everyone is something that's beyond tigers. So, like we did say that Nagpur beyond oranges and tigers, So it's actually what we'll be doing. So, and we are also going to experience few structures which are from third CE, and it might be, we can say that it's equivalent to Ajanta in Aurangabad. So it's a because it belongs to Vakatakas, who actually patronized making those caves over there in Ajanta. And so you can imagine, see, we are going to go 1500 year back, and you can actually see those things there. You can touch and feel, okay, you are seeing that era. And obviously, there's also Ramtek that we'll be going to. I don't want to give everything now because there should be also some interesting things, ki, "Acha, theek hai, we are talking about it, but then this is something that we need to go and see by ourselves and, experience. But yeah, Ramtek is also interesting, and all the stories would be interesting to know while we come here on the tour, while you all come here on the tour and experience it with me.
Hmm.
And we also seen the textile, right?
Hmm.
It's the unique thing, and we are famous for it.
Hmm.
So I think,
Yeah, so there's textiles, there's pottery, there's a lot of
yeah,
craft involved
there's
as well. And
it's like a
cool
power
things
pack.
one of the cool things that Mandira has put together for us is actually pottery workshop where you can learn how to
Yeah,
grow pottery in a village. So that's really
yeah.
cool.
You can actually try hands on there because it will be an experience for everyone. And
Yeah,
obviously, we
so you
might
can
not
just try
able
out the
to,
pottery wheel.
yeah, we might not able to make like beautiful ones, but it's a lifetime experience that we might just have making our own crooked pottery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So Are there any questions that anyone has? If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments section. Um, if not, then we can just talk a little bit more about your work with Nagpuri. What else do you do besides walking tours?
Yeah. Besides that, I have been doing tours as well, like we're doing with you. And
Hmm.
I also have a whole range of souvenir which is there, which I have curated specifically keeping into consideration Nagpur and its stories and the various unique things that we have in our city.
Hmm.
So recently there was a unique festival that Nagpur did celebrate, which is Marbat. These huge effigies, which are made out of paper, and so there's a procession which is done. It's so that's a unique festival which we just had. So actually, after the Marbat happens, so then is when the festivities start. So that's like the end of Shravan. Shravan is a month, the monsoon month actually. So it's the end of that month, and then actually all the festivities they do start. So,
Hmm.
then the first festival is Ganesh Chaturthi, and then we have these Hardpakya Ganpati. And there's a lot more of history to Nagpur, which obviously while we're here we'll be knowing, and
Hmm.
very significant and important things. In the history of also our nation that connects.
Hmm.
So uh, we definitely are visiting the place where the architect of the constitution of our nation did his conversion ceremony. So that's a huge and significant thing that we have in our city. So yeah,
So for those who
um,
don't know, that's BRM Ambedkar converting
yeah,
to Buddhism. So
right.
yeah, um, that's really cool. I actually did a paper in college on Ambedkar, which was
Oh,
really interesting.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'll be visiting it
so
while you're here.
yeah, yeah, I would love to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think anyone has any questions. Let's keep this short and sweet today. So thank you very much, Mandira, and
Thank
thank
you.
you everyone for watching. Be sure to tune in for more Immersive Trails lives in the future. Thank you, everyone. Good night.